Good morning, honey. I had to clear my throat. Honey, it's been some tea this week that we gotta kind of disclose. Now, before we get into the rest of this week, girl, I would just like to say that we are entering into a space where, you know, it's gonna be a very interesting space this morning. So, I'm gonna try to keep all the jokes and things like that to a minimum because these are very serious topics. And so I don't really want to offend nobody. I really don't want to make anything seem like it's okay or like it's a very funny topic because some of these things are very serious. So with that being said, honey, let's go ahead and get into this mess this morning, girl. And the first thing we're gonna get into is this Whitney Houston documentary, girl. Now, before I get into this, girl, I don't know why y'all ain't tell me these things, you know. Now, I'm gonna play dumb a little bit. I'm gonna play stupid. I didn't know these things. Yes, I didn't know these things, you know, before I watched it. So, you know, this is nudity. I didn't, you know, I knew about the mental issues that Whitney had. I knew about that she used drugs, but I didn't know the extent of the usage. And it really gagged me when I watched this. Now, before I had watched the documentary, if y'all watched Lifetime, they had played all the Whitney Houston's biopics, all of Bobby Brown biopics and things like that. And so, you know, I really kind of caught up on the type of situations that was really going on in that type of light and space. Now, one thing I would like to say about that couple is, you know, Bobby and Whitney was a very interesting couple. I do think there was some underlying issues that needed to be addressed that was kind of brushed up under the rug. It was just a lot of things that should have just been talked about. And so I don't really want to talk about Bobby Brown because, you know, he ain't really on this week's docket, but Whitney Houston is on this week's docket, and this is what I would like to discuss. See, here's the thing. You know, the thing with drug usage and emotional instability and things like that, girl, is just the fact that if you don't have a secure circle, if you don't have a secure inner circle, things can get so much worse. And, you know, here's one thing that I had an issue with is, like, upon watching the documentaries and biopics and things like that, the only thing I could really think about is, why did nobody address these things? You know, why did anybody talk about these things to the light that they are doing now? And so one thing that I do feel is like they're being, I wouldn't say it's real shady. I really do think we're entering into that space now where a lot of things are getting exposed in order to make lives better, because like they say, if you don't know your history and you don't know the mistakes that were made in the past, how can you fix the future? So when I looked at this documentary, you know, the only thing, again, I could really just think of is, why didn't they try to help her? And, you know, one thing that I did notice was that Whitney said that she felt like she was working for other people, even though other people was working for her. And so here's one thing that really, I can't talk about anybody else's race but mine. So this is what I really see that goes on into the Black community, especially when you become a legend or you become a supernova, whatever you really aspire to be, is when, you know, that person, place, or things become famous or whatever. Sometimes, you know, friends and family wants to kind of be encapsulated into that space, and so it creates a lot of issues. You know, we saw that with Bobby Brown. You know, his brother with his manager. You know, a lot of issues came. A lot of issues came up with Bobby Brown and his brother. You know, and it kind of, you know, hindered some of his progression. You know, Whitney Houston and her family and stuff like that. You know, especially with dealing with her estate after she died, it caused a lot of disruption, a lot of chaos. And so when you into those spaces, you know, especially with your friends and family, you know, it can kind of, you know, either make or break a person. And so I do feel like sometimes, you know, people get into these situations expecting to be way better than what they intended to be well, no, ooh, excuse me, let me rewind that. You know, they get into these spaces where they tend to be better than what they are, and they end up collapsing because, you know, they don't have the support that they think they have. And so this is what kind of ties into the thing with Whitney Houston that I saw. You know, Whitney Houston was very much so loving and caring, but she was very much so private. And so Whitney was, you know, Whitney loved making music. You know, she said this, everybody else noticed this. You know, she loved making music, but she did not love being in the public aspect of it. And so I do think, again, that kind of leads into the drug issues that she had. Whitney Houston had a lot of drug issues, a lot of drug issues. You know, she did an interview with Diane Sawyer, and not Diane Sawyer. Was it Diane Sawyer? Yeah, I think so. I believe it was Diane Sawyer. You know, and you can tell she was kind of on it then. And you know, I believe, you know, after the 90s, you know, Whitney Houston started to decline. And see, this is what I really wanted to bring up. Besides all this is what I really wanted to bring up. You know, where are the people that really need to be helping her? And see, I get it. You know, a lot of people are like, well, you know, that's your life. You do what you want to do. You know, you treat your money how you want to treat it. But if you see a person going through all these things and they're spending over $1,000 in drugs a week, bro, it needs to be some type of intervention. And, you know, granted, they did use interventions, but it needs to be an intervention where a one-on-one type of situation what needs to go on. You know, you sit down and you actually talk, because not everybody wants to sit down. You know, it's just like me. You know, family members came up in a gang of people and they start, you know, oh, you need to change this. You don't want to listen to that. You don't want to hear that. You know, you want to hear a person. You don't want all that, you know. And I do think that's what happened to Whitney, you know. Now, there's a lot of controversies in things that happen, you know, like Bobby Christina. You know, a lot of people are still trying to figure out what happened to Bobby. I mean, yeah, Bobby Christina. Ooh, yeah, Bobby. Ooh, is that her name? Girl, I don't know, honey. It's just a lot going on this week, girl. Bobby Christina? Excuse me. But yes, you know, there's a conspiracy around it. I don't want to get into that. This is another about. I don't want. I want to get into that, but you know that happened. And before I move on to the next topic, I would just like to say this. You know, if you're going through those type of things, or you feeling those type of ways, or you know you're in a situation, you know, I'm not saying you have to reach out to help, because you know you don't have to do that. You know, you don't have to let everybody know your business, but just talk to somebody that you trust, because you know these things and a lot of other things will kind of play a role in the type of things that I would like to talk about today. But you know, before we get into that, I just like to say, you know, if you need help, girl, you know, I will have some numbers posted below, girl, if you need to talk or chat, girl. You know, we are all here. You know, that's the really good thing about social media, girl. You can talk to anybody you want to, but if you're going through struggles, you know, just reach out to somebody. But next thing I want to talk about, girl, is the Super Bowls and things like that, girl. Now, you know, I watched a little bit of it. Now, just Jasmine Sullivan, you know, she came out and did the national anthem, and a lot of people said that, you know, her rendition of it is almost as good as Whitney Houston's. I don't know. To me, when I watched the Super Bowl, it was tied. It was tied, girl. It was, ooh, I don't know. I just couldn't watch all of it, girl. It was, I went to sleep. After the halftime show, I went to sleep. And so, you know, what I really wanted to see was The Weeknd, because I just really wanted to see what had happened to his face. And if y'all remember, over last year, I think he had got plastic surgery or something. And, you know, I guess whatever he did made his face swell up to the size of a pimple, girl. And, you know, a lot of people was gagging on him that he did those things. He was looking like Thriller. And so my expectation was I wanted to see what change she had made during the Super. I didn't see any. So since I didn't see any changes, I'm not going to talk about that too much. But I will say that I was very disappointed in that. Next year's Super Bowl, it needs to be a little bit better. One thing that I did, the reason I really did want to talk about the Super Bowl right quick is this COVID-19. girl, y'all really played like that during the COVID-19. I get it, I get it, we all love football. We all need to make money and things like that. But that wasn't, I don't know, that wasn't the right place that just wasn't the right place. But anyway, speaking of not being in the right place, not having the right play on you, girl, is Miss Tessica.
I'm not that person y'all trying to make me out to be. I'm not that person. I'm not this whole gorilla glue girl. My name is Tessica Brown. Call me. I'll talk to you. I'll let you know exactly who I am.
Can you walk us through the moment this happened a month ago when you ran out of hairspray? Can you walk us through that moment?
Well, I was going somewhere and my oldest son, he had my car. So when I went to go use my spray, it didn't have no more. So I'm like, that was the closest thing to it. And as soon as I get home, I could wash it right out. But when I got home, it didn't wash out. And
trying to get all that out of my system before I just really get into the situation. Now, Miss Tessica, I am really, truly sorry about the things that you had to go through with that. But girl, baby girl, you do a little bit better now. I do understand sometimes things happen, and I do get that sometimes, we pick up the wrong bottle. But you did all those things, girl, and that, and it's tragic. And I don't want to gag her like that. I don't want to do her like that, because I feel that, we've all done things that we weren't supposed to do. A couple of times or two, we might have used super glue to glue on some press-on nails, or we might have used hair glue for eyelashes. We might have done those things, so I don't want to give her too much. But one thing that I'm concerned about is, what really made her feel like she can do. And I know she explained this. I know she explained a little bit. She was in a rush and she needed to go to somewhere. I get that, but reading and comprehension skills are very fundamental. And even me, sometimes I'll pick up I'm a victim of it. I'll pick up a bottle and start using it and not realize what it's for. And so, I look at it and be like, oh, I didn't mean to use that. I get that. But, there are some times where you just have to look, girl. And, I am kind of proud that they were able to get this off her head. They did release some footage and things like that, stating that she was able to just get it fully removed. And so I am really kind of happy about that, because, that's a very tragic situation. Just imagine, you glue your lace front on, girl, and you can't get it off, and you ain't have no way to, that's really what I'm thinking about, girl. So that's why I'm not trying to roast and gag her like that, because I really feel bad for baby girl like that. But, her story really kind of brought out the ingenuity of the black people, girl. And so there was this one black man, I can't think of his name, girl, but I will be posting this photo up here, girl, if I can find it. He was able to find a solution for her, to able to get the glue off her head. And so this is what I call an example of black excellence, with all the ignorance and all the craziness that's going on, girl. We really are still having, black excellence in the midst of this. So, this gentleman right here, he created this type of solution or whatever, girl, to really kind of get this off her head. So this is what he do.
Wear Gorilla Glue from somebody's cap. I said, of course. And I woke up. I brushed it off. And the next thing you know, they were asking questions. I looked up the compound. Okay, the main active ingredient, Gorilla Glue. Polyurethane, and we figure out the science, how to break it down. So I then decided, I did not want to reinvent the wheel. So we bought chemicals that has components to dissolve, a good solvent.
Crazy, huh? It's back.
How's it feel to feel your hair like that again?
Christ, I can scratch it. I could.
It looks great.
No, yeah, I really didn't think it was gonna end up good like that. Incredible.
But so when I watch that, it's really relieving to just really see that much skill, because again, not everybody in the medical profession is just really in it like that. So the fact that he uses Oh, I'm just really proud of black people right now. Now, I am slightly disappointed in most of the black people out here, like this lady right here. Now, she decided to go ahead and use, you know, gorilla tape on her wound. And the reason I say wound is because when she snatches that off, it's going to be a wound right now. And so here's what I would like to address. To address the people out here placing things like this is, be careful, girl. You know, be safe. Don't do things that would jeopardize your life, girl. You know, I get that sometimes beauty is pain and pain is beauty, but not everything needs to be, you don't have to go through everything in order to look a certain way. And, you know, not saying that these people are doing these things to look a certain way, but sometimes people do things because they want to look a certain way, and those are the type of situations that I would like to use. So, just be careful out there, girl. You know, read the instructions. I hate that we have to kind of do this. You know, last year we had to tell people to wash their hands. I don't know why we had to do it this year. We got to tell people to read labels. So I guess we're going back to elementary school. So, but anyway, girl, I'm sorry I have to say about that. But I just like to say, girl, I'm just happy that she just really was able to just kind of fix that on up. The next person that I would just like to talk about, girl, is, before I get off here, is, you know, the City Girls and Issa Rae. Now, they're supposed to be releasing a new comedy show on HBO. So apparently the City Girls is supposed to co-executive their own little comedy show. Now what I would like to see from this is, you know, very much so a ratchet, educated type of show. And when I say this, you know, there's different types of blackness. You know, you got your very educated blackness, the ones with 132 Harvard degrees, and you have your blackness where, you know, you from the hood, the only thing you do is slang dope and drink all day. And, you know, I would like to see a middle ground of that. You know, the City Girls give me very much hood rap, very much, you know, slanging and dealing and things like that, but it also gives me very educated, very, very much choreographed, very much so, you know, professional. It gives me that also when I look at that. So, you know, I really do feel like with them doing this, it would just kind of bring a whole new space for black people that have never been brought before. And I get this. I get it. I really do get that we've had people do these things. I get this, but not in the light that we have now. You know, it's to me, when I look at Black history, you know, I either see one or two things happen. You either see the very, very educated people, or you see the very, very uneducated people. You don't see a middle ground. And so this right here is going to be the very, very, very perfect match with that. So I'm just kind of ready to see that. You know, Issa Rae is going to be in that. So Issa Rae so far has made some really good stuff. So I'm just kind of ready to kind of get into it. So I'm kind of ready for that. I hope it's a good show. You know, JT did say she used to pimp and scam. So hopefully she's not scamming us out of our time and money. Because, you know, if she plays on HBOMAX, I will be canceling my subscription. But other than that, girl, you know, that's really all I do for this week, girl. Now, I want to talk about this real quick before I hop off of this. I didn't really jump into much of the topics today because, you know, I really just wanted this to kind of play in a key role to what I really have to discuss. And this is just about being this Black excellence, girl. You know, we in the Black History Month, and I had wanted to make this before, you know, it was over, girl. But, you know, enjoy the skin that you're in. Enjoy the skin that you're in, girl, because, you know, being Black is a very magical thing. You know, Black people, you know, Black people is the only race that you would really, truly know that, you know, create a problem and find a solution to the problem that they created. So, you know, that's, you know, the skin that you're in, and also, you know, just be very mindful that, you know, just because we've been through certain situations, and just because, you know, you've seen certain legends and stuff, you know, have this life doesn't mean that happens to all legendary black people. You know, if you want to be legendary, baby, be legendary, honey. Do you. Be who you want to be. Don't let anybody stop you from being what you want to be, because at the end of the day, girl, when you up and perish, the only thing they're going to be talking about is your legacy and your legacy only. They're not going to be discussing about the type of people that they're not going to be worried about that. You know, just be you. You know, God only made one you, honey. If you're not being you, then who you going to be? So, you know, but yes, honey, with all the cocaine and all the drug usage and alcohol usage and things that have been playing a role in so many other legendary black lives, you know, I would just like to let y'all know, girl, it's okay, you know, if you have any issues and things like that, girl, but, you know, just reach out to somebody, girl. Don't, you know, just reach out, girl, and don't hold these things in, because, you know, eventually what happens in the dark does come to light, girl, and, you know, a lot of things does happen to spill over, but, you know, that's kind of going to be it for this morning show, girl. I try to make this a little short or whatever, girl. I did say I'm going to be under 20 minutes or whatever. So that's what it's going to be. You know, it's going to be out under 20 minutes. So anyway, honey, I'm gone. I hope y'all enjoy this. You know, just get with it, girl. This has been a VFP multimedia presentation.